Have you ever felt like you are constantly tripping over your own feet right before achieving massive success? Maybe you land that dream job, only to start procrastinating until you mess it up. Or perhaps you find a wonderful, supportive partner, and suddenly you manufacture drama until they walk away. It feels like self-sabotage, right? But what if I told you that the person causing all that chaos isn't the you see in the mirror every morning, but a hidden, scared part of you desperate for attention? This hidden part, the one you've locked in the basement of your mind, is your shadow, and today, we are giving it a key. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I am so thrilled you decided to show up for this vital discussion, because we are diving deep into the one topic guaranteed to transform your life. Yet it's the one thing most people desperately try to avoid: shadow work. Many people hear the phrase shadow work and immediately picture dark, scary caves filled with trauma, but that's an outdated horror story. The truth, as defined by the great psychologist Carl Jung, is that your shadow is simply the collection of all the things you deem unacceptable about yourself. Your shame, your rage, your unfulfilled desires that you push away and pretend don't exist. We all have a shadow, and ignoring it doesn't make it go away. It just makes it stronger, enabling it to pull the strings of your life from behind the curtain, often resulting in those frustrating cycles of self-sabotage we just talked about. It's time to stop the cycle, friends, and bring these hidden aspects into the light of acceptance, so they lose their power to control your reactions and your fate. So, why does starting shadow work feel like the most terrifying thing in the world? Because for decades, perhaps your entire life, you have worked tirelessly to maintain the illusion of the perfect self. You built a fortress around your identity, and the shadow contains the truth about all the messy parts you never wanted anyone, especially yourself, to see. Think of it like this: your mind is convinced that if you acknowledge that anger or that profound insecurity, you will instantly shatter. But I promise you, when you finally open the door to the shadow, you don't find a monster. You find a deeply wounded child who needs love and understanding. The benefits of doing this uncomfortable work are absolutely staggering, leading to radical self-acceptance, eliminating the need to constantly seek external validation, and finally achieving emotional maturity. You stop reacting to the world and start choosing how you respond, giving you the kind of authentic power and peace that no amount of success or money can ever buy. The incredible thing is that you don't need to quit your job and move to a remote ashram to start. Shadow work begins in the most mundane moments of your everyday life. The first critical step, and this is non-negotiable, is gentle, non-judgmental observation. For the next week, I want you to simply become the detached observer of your own life. Do not criticize your thoughts, do not try to fix them, just notice them. This practice of mindful self-awareness acts like turning on a dim light in that shadowy basement. You start to see the outline of the hidden furniture. What are your immediate, gut reactions when someone cuts you off in traffic? What is the first negative thought that pops into your head when you look in the mirror? Jot these down in a simple notebook. This is your raw data. Now, let's move on to the most powerful starting technique in shadow work, which is spotting projection. Projection is when we see our unacknowledged, rejected qualities in other people. If you find yourself consistently triggered by one specific trait in someone else, maybe you can't stand their arrogance, or perhaps their excessive neediness makes your skin crawl. That is almost certainly a direct projection of something you have aggressively disowned within yourself. Remember, the things we judge most harshly in others are usually the things we fear are true about ourselves. When someone triggers a disproportionately intense reaction in you, pause and ask, why does this specific behavior bother me so much? What am I projecting onto them that I refuse to admit about myself? Let's use a quick example. If you absolutely despise people who are lazy, it might be because you have pathologically internalized the belief that you must be productive 24/7 to be worthy. Your own desire to rest or be unproductive is exiled to the shadow. And when you see someone embodying that freedom, it triggers intense rage. That rage isn't about them. It's about the fact that they are doing what you have forbidden yourself from doing. The intensity of your emotional reaction is the precise roadmap to the hidden part of your shadow that needs your attention and healing. This observation is tough, I know, because it forces you to drop the moral high ground and accept that we are all deeply complex and flawed beings. But that acceptance is where the freedom lies. The second core step in starting your shadow work journey is through dedicated journaling. But not just any journaling. We need targeted prompts that bypass your ego's defenses. Your ego is an excellent gatekeeper, ready to tell you how perfect and balanced you are, so we need to trick it. Get a dedicated notebook specifically for this work. This isn't your daily planner. This is your truth teller. Start by listing all the things you hate or despise about yourself or others. Write without censoring yourself. For example, I hate that I'm secretly jealous of my sister's career, or I despise that I feel weak when I cry. Write down every negative, shameful thought, however petty or dark it seems. Next, take those entries and flip them. This is prompt number 2. Why do I react so strongly to this? If you wrote, I despise feeling weak when I cry, the next line should be exploring why vulnerability equals weakness for you. Did someone shame you as a child for showing emotion? Did your parents tell you that big boys don't cry or strong girls never complain? This is where the detective work begins, linking your present emotional reaction back to the point of origin. Usually a childhood experience where that part of you was first rejected and pushed into the shadow for safety. As you connect these dots between current triggers and past shaming, you naturally arrive at step 3, meeting your inner child. The shadow is often just the protective mask worn by the hurt inner child. When we talk about shadow work and healing trauma, we are fundamentally talking about revisiting that wounded younger self and giving them the validation they never received. This is the emotional heavy lifting, but it is also the most rewarding step, leading to profound emotional stability. You must now become the compassionate, loving parent you always needed for that younger version of you. One powerful technique to meet the inner child is through visualization and guided meditation. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and picture yourself as you were at the age when the specific shame or trauma occurred, maybe 5 years old, maybe 10. Visualize walking up to that scared child. Do not judge them. Do not try to fix them. Just sit with them. What does the child need to hear right now? Maybe they need to hear, "It wasn't your fault," or "Okay to be angry." Speak those words of unconditional acceptance directly to that visualized child, validating the very feelings that your adult self is suppressed for so long. You will likely encounter intense resistance during this step. Your mind might suddenly tell you this is silly, or you might feel a rush of nausea or anxiety. That resistance is your defense mechanism, your ego shouting that you are breaking the rules of the fortress it built. Recognize the resistance, thank it for trying to keep you safe in the past, but firmly remind yourself that you are safe now and that healing requires bravery. Push gently through that wall, continuing to extend compassion to your inner child and the shadow aspects they hold. Part of truly integrating your shadow is embracing self-forgiveness. Many people stop shadow work because they dig up something they did years ago that fills them with profound shame. Maybe they were manipulative. Maybe they lashed out violently. Instead of using this information to further punish yourself, use it as a data point. Acknowledge that your actions came from a place of deep hurt, fear, or lack of skill, and then forgive yourself. Forgiveness isn't forgetting. It is accepting that you were doing the best you could with the tools you had at the time, and choosing to act differently moving forward. Remember, shadow work is not a one-time event. It is a dedicated practice, a slow integration of parts of yourself that have been fragmented. Think of it as taking daily microdoses of truth. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes every single day to your shadow journal or your inner child meditation. This slow, steady engagement prevents overwhelm and allows your nervous system to gently adapt to the massive shift in self-perception you are undertaking. This is the difference between lasting change and a quick burnout. A quick but crucial safety note: if your shadow exploration starts unearthing memories of severe trauma, or if you find yourself unable to function due to intense emotional distress, please seek the support of a qualified mental health professional, such as a trauma-informed therapist or psychologist. They are trained to guide you through these deep emotional landscapes safely. Shadow work is powerful and can sometimes uncover wounds that require professional assistance, and there is absolutely no shame in seeking that help. So let's recap the 3 pillars to starting your shadow work today. First, radical, non-judgmental observation of your triggers and reactions. Second, dedicated, honest journaling using projection and intense reaction prompts to uncover the source. And third, compassionate inner child connection and integration, offering validation and love to the wounded part of you. You are essentially retrieving pieces of your soul that you discarded, making you feel whole again. You hold the key to the most profound transformation available to you. Stopping self-sabotage, achieving real emotional freedom, and finally accepting yourself fully isn't a mystery. It's just a matter of turning to face the parts of yourself you have been running from. The moment you decide to accept your darkness, you unlock your true, integrated light. Now, if this conversation resonated with you, if you suddenly felt a flicker of hope that you can finally break those old, frustrating cycles, please let me know. Have you tried shadow work before? And if so, what was your most powerful breakthrough moment? Drop a comment below and share your experience with everyone so we can learn from each other. If you want more deep dives like this, hit the like button, subscribe for weekly transformation content, and share this video with a friend who is also ready to step into their true power. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.